How's it going, everybody? Cameron Ferre here, and I'm joined with Tim, president of Racepak Data Systems. And you know, Tim, for many of our potential customers, the purchase of a data logger sometimes seems to be this black magic box that is some special thing that, you know, goes in their car and it just has these magical powers. Well, that's flattering that they think that, you know, but what no one's ever done is ever really taken the time to explain to a potential customer and even a current customer what it actually does in, you know, racer terms. You know, what is a data logger and what's the importance of it, and, you know, why do they need one, and, you know, what do you think?
Well, one of the analogies we use here, both on the phone and at trade shows and events we're at, the racetrack and all that, is probably a lot of you guys have had your engines dynoed, or you've been to engine dynos themselves. And when you walk in the engine dyno cell, you never see just a panel with a tachometer and oil pressure gauge there.
Right.
That's not going to do anyone any good. What you do see is a bank of gauges, and those gauges are connected to sensors. Well, the reason that you have all that information in the engine dyno is for the guy running the dyno to tune the motor for optimum horsepower. Well, if you think about it in those terms, all a drag racing car is just a rolling dyno. So how are you going to tune your race car when all you have is an oil pressure gauge, water temp gauge, and a couple other gauges in there? It's not going to tell you anything. What you need is information being recorded so that you can go back, review the run, and tune the car accordingly.
Right, right. Very cool. Now, let's take that one step farther. What exactly is a data logger, and what's it going to do for me?
Well, like you said, you're talking about the black box. And the easiest way to explain this is your body is a great data sensor. In other words, you have internal G meters, so when the car takes off, it sets you back in the seat and you feel that. When it moves left and right, you feel that. Mm-hmm. You have video cameras built in and microphones, which is your ears and eyes.
Right.
So you come back from a run and you start talking to your crew chief or the engine tuner or whomever it may be, and you start telling them everything that happened, and you'll inevitably go, well, it felt like this happened at about 300 feet or 600 feet or 500 feet, 1,000 feet, whatever it is. The problem is guessing at that doesn't really help anyone make the car perform better. So in essence, a data recorder is a sensor and a memory card with a clock in between those two items. And the reason you have a clock in there is to allow you to come up with a time reference when you actually start looking at data on your computer screen. The reason that time is really important is when you look at a run file and a data file on your computer, it starts at the starting line, which is 0 time in the run. And if you make a 9-second run, you're going to see 9 seconds of data. So again, you just have a sensor recording to a memory card with a clock connected to it.
That makes it more interesting to explain it in a racer term.
Right.
So be sure to join us with more installments of our new Stop Guessing and Start Winning tech tips here for you.